And we welcome you back inside the Ford Performance Center. Thomas Mercy, the voice of your Etobicoke Junior Dolphins, back here with you as we get set for period number 2. The Dolphins with a 2-0 lead after the opening period. Both goals coming from Rylan Haslam, collecting her 16th and 17th goals of the season. The Dolphins dominating that period. Shots on goal, 13-4. Should also make note, Grace Van Volsen picking up the helpers on both Haslam markers, which has put Etobicoke in front by the score of 2-0 heading in to period number 2. So far, Etobicoke 0 for 2 on the power play, while Nepean, with an abbreviated advantage, lasted just under a minute and a half. They could not capitalize, so they are 0 for 1 on the power play heading in to period number 2. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. We were just trying to work on some video issues, but looks like we're back up and ready to go here, and so are the players to get period number 2 underway, as again the Dolphins looking to sweep the week once again. Picked up a big win Wednesday on the road and are looking for yet another win here this afternoon. They picked up the big win against the 67s yesterday here at the FPC. A score of 7-0, which featured the shutout from Lily Prendergast, which was her 4th of the season, and now Maya St. Pierre getting the start again here in the second half of the back-to-back. Second period underway from the Ford Performance Center. And the Dolphins starting with the puck in their own zone, but a turnover at the line is Nancaro. Able to hold that win. Sharp angle shot and a standing save made by St. Pierre and cleared back down the ice. Now it's a foot race forward with Ava Wood and Mara Klassen, and she's going to get there in plenty of time. Size mismatch, no, might not be in the favor of Ava Wood. She's going to go into the boards and try to get away from that big-bodied defender for Nepean. Milani. And a multitude of bodies falling down there in the corner as everyone lost an edge. Bit of a domino effect, and it's cleared back down by Nepean, and this should be icing against the Wildcats, and that is indeed what we are going to get. 54 seconds into period number 2. Faceoff going to come all the way back down in the Nepean zone. Once again, the shots in the first 13-4 in favor of Etobicoke, but Nepean's 4 shots, dare I say, were probably some really high-quality scoring chances, but St. Pierre making some really sharp saves as Etobicoke looking to pick up their 18th win of the season here this afternoon. A quick shot from the high slot by Bonus, and she fired that one just wide. She picked up her first point as a Dolphin yesterday with an assist. Now maybe looking for her first U22 goal. What a weekend that would be for the Torontonian Sydney Bonus. Sent down the ice with a minute 25 gone in the second. Rimmed around the boards as Nepean looking to clear it out. Klassen sends it ahead. Going to be picked up now by the Boston University commit Kylie Hollingsworth. Bit of a Sudbury connection with her. Her brother Owen Hollingsworth played for the Sudbury Wolves in the Ontario Hockey League a few years back. Now a member of the University of Toronto Varsity Blues men's hockey team. Messaged him before coming up this weekend to let him know I was calling a game featuring her sister. Not sure if he's tuned in, but a hello to the Hollingsworth family if they are tuned in here this afternoon, as icing going to be called against Etobicoke. So the faceoff coming all the way back in their defensive zone. Maggie Hewson, the team-leading goal scorer, unable to win the faceoff for the Wildcats. Now cleared to center, and here are the Dolphins on a 2-on-1. Pickett along with Bonus. Pickett looking, shooting, and a save made by Yildir. She looked behind her, but she's got the rebound, tucked under her blocker, and she will hold on for a faceoff as the future golden goal for Rachel Pickett on a 2-on-1. She did have Bonus, but she elected to shoot, trying to go short side, but Yildir making one of her toughest saves of the afternoon. Face off to the right of the Nepean netminder. It's won by the Dolphins. Venucio sitting in front of backhander for Haslam, trying to look to finish off the hat trick, but Yildir grabs that one with the left-handed catching glove and will once again hold on for another face-off. Boy, Rylan Haslam is having herself one heck of a weekend. Again, picked up 2 goals and 2 assists in the win yesterday, and is already up to 2 goals within the first 20 minutes. This is a beyond impressive weekend for the soon-to-be St. Lawrence University Saint. Off of the puck on the left-hand side, just out of our view on the left-hand side. And continue to dig in for it. Puck comes free, and now it's Nepean that's going to clear it out. Lexi Hatum up the right-hand side, coming across the line, firing it in on the forehand. Now played back down low with Sawyer. Able to pick that one up, trying to clear it out for Etobicoke, a commit of Colgate, along with her teammates Emma Beauchamp and Ava Wood. And again, Beauchamp not in the lineup here this afternoon, as well as Sophia Ishmael and Megan Mossy. Wildcats trying to get set up on the right-hand side. It's played ahead. Venucio couldn't corral the puck cleanly, is now trying to send it back down low. There's Lily Spencer, comes to the right-hand side. Nepean with too many players on the ice, and that one will get called. A bit of a late call from the official, but clearly with 6 players on the ice. And that'll be a power play for Etobicoke. This will be their 3rd of the afternoon. So too many players, penalty assessed to Nepean, and power play number 3 coming up for the Dolphins with a chance to make it a 3-0 lead. Face off to the left of Yildir. It's tied up by the Wildcats. They look to clear the zone, but Taylor Scott with a good pinching play gets it back down low for Wood. Now around the back of the net it goes. Picked up by Alex Terrian, trying to back it out. Good job by Sandolins to hold it in. Sorokin getting it back down low. They look to the line for Sandolins. Sandolins across now for Scott. Scott in front for Wood and fired it over top of the crossbar. Wood with a great scoring opportunity, but she sails it well over the head of Yildir, now set the other way. And Etobicoke having to get reset. Boy, when Wood opens the ice, she has so much room, and she really does have a strong shot. Unfortunately, just got a little bit too much air under it. Sorokin up the right-hand side, streaking into the zone. The Princeton commit, 1-on-3 into the offensive territory. Stops on the right side, across to Sandolins. Sandolins waiting to the right side, right on the money for Milani. Milani back to the line, Waddick. Waddick back over now to Sandolins, looking to send it towards the net. That's blocked in front by the defender, Isabella Donaldson. 50 seconds left in the power play for Etobicoke. Their 3rd of the afternoon. Render around the boards and back down, and out it'll go, courtesy of the clearance by Noella Gibbs. Good penalty kill work here from the PM, but the job not done yet. Dolphins look to start the breakout. Played through the middle. Here comes Bertelson streaking through center. Lost a handle on it. Here come the Dolphins. Fresh off of the bench, it's Sydney Sawyer into the zone. Sawyer playing it back to the line. Piggott just able to hold it in. Now finds Sawyer. Her backhand pass gets it into the near corner. Piggott back down low. Bertelson, awkward backhander towards the net, and Yildir just able to hug that post and make the stop. With 16 seconds left in the power play for Etobicoke. Yildir being battle-tested early in this period once again, but she is standing her ground, and you got to give her props for that. This penalty kill for the Wildcats has shown signs of improvement over the course of the game, but Yildir is the reason why Nepean is still in this one. Sent down the ice, and that should pretty much do it for the Etobicoke power play, so make them 0 for 3 on the power play, and we go back to even strength with 5 minutes gone in the second period. Etobicoke still holds the 2-0 lead on the back-to-back goals from Ryland Haslam back in period number 1. Now turnover at the line. Naomi Chambers looking to take advantage. Tried to play it ahead as Richie Udy was trying to stay on side. Now around the back of the net it goes. Trying to get set up. I believe that's Maggie Houston down in the far corner to our right, which is also cut off from our vantage point. And Carroll's point shot deflected in front by Hollingsworth. And Etobicoke will just manage to clear the zone. Sent back in immediately, though, by Donaldson, but unfortunately on a LeBron-colored sweater. Here comes Sydney Sawyer, jumping the line, wrister on goal. Yildir with the save. And she will hold on for another faceoff with 14:25 remaining in our second period, as Etobicoke still holding on to the 2-0 lead, courtesy of the back-to-back goals from Ryland Haslam back in period number 1. Face-off to the left of Yildir. It is won by the Dolphins. They try to send it back down low. A clearance attempt which was blocked by their own teammate, Alex Terrian. And looks like the puck going up into the Etobicoke bench. And that is out of play with now 14:18 remaining. And the faceoff's actually going to come inside the Nepean zone as they cleared it into the Dolphins bench. So faceoff coming up to the left of the netminder, Sierra Yildir. From behind the net, picked up by Gibbs. Trying to rim it around the boards. Didn't have enough to get out, and now the Wildcats do manage to clear the zone, but can't make the clean tape-to-tape pass. Good intercept by Venucio. To the right side finds Van Volsen, the Providence College commit. And soon to be Providence Friar. From behind the goal, picked up by Maggie Houston. Looking to the right-hand side, right on the money for Richie Udy. Richie Udy cutting up the right wing, trying to get around the defender, but could not do so, and Etobicoke playing it back to the center right circle. Then Caro skate kicks it back to her forehand, carries it across the line, trying to get it in front. What a play, they score! Leela Ricciuti on a gorgeous give and go pass, the perfect redirect in front, and the Wildcats break the goose egg on the board, and they are now down by 1. Fourth goal of the season for the Yukon commit, Leela Ricciuti. And again, what a beautiful play by Nepean. You gotta give them credit. Drawing that out perfectly. St. Pierre looked like she had the positioning properly, but Nepean with a massive goal to cut the deficit in half. And then Carroll's gonna pick up the lone assist on that goal. The 4th of the season from Leela Ricciuti. That is a massive goal for the Wildcats to break the shutout bid for Etobicoke. But now the Dolphins need the next goal. It's a very important one. Either they get the 2-goal lead back, or this is a brand new hockey game as it's sent down the ice. And ice is going to be called here against the Nepean Wildcats. So Leela Ricciuti with her 4th goal of the season, the lone assist, going to Ellison Nancaro to make it a 2-1 Etobicoke lead. And again, that is just a great play by the Wildcats, and not really much that St. Pierre can do as now being stepped out of the, has to step out of the face-off dot is Adriana Milani. Face-off won by Nepean. Now coming across the line, here goes Mason Driver, trying to push through the middle. Now cuts to the left wing, trying to get around Sawyer. She'll dump it down low. Around the boards it goes with 7 minutes gone now in the second period. Dolphins looking to clear it out. Here goes Adriana Milani looking to turn on the Jets. 1-on-3 into the zone. Milani stops up left side. Curls it back to her backhand. Protects the puck around the back of the net. Milani passes to the line for Sawyer. Across the blue for Waddick. Waddick waiting. Slap shot on goal. Yodir with the save rebound there for bonus. Trying to whack it back in. Play back to the line but not out. Sawyer point shot. Yodir with another big pad save. Now looking to clear it out is Bray. Couldn't do so. Flip back towards the Nepean goal and misplayed. A rare miscue there by Yildir. That's the Dolphins trying to get set back up. Bonus tied up behind the net. Puck still up for grabs. Bertelson in there to try and help her down teammate. They still are battling for that puck, and now it's going to be finally picked up by Donaldson, but now she turns it over. Back to the line. Scott walking the line, gives it back over, waiting and shooting. That's Piggott with the shot, but that's blocked in front, and again a chance for Nepean to clear, and they do get it back all the way past the Etobicoke blue line. 11:45 to go in the second period. Dolphins now all of a sudden only up by 1 as the Wildcats getting within a goal of the Dolphins, but here comes Etobicoke again. Rachel Piggott up the right side with Bertelson. Piggott cutting through the middle, she blows a tire, and she turns over the puck, and now a chance for Nepean the other way. Up the left wing, here comes Naomi Chambers. Chambers trying to pass out one in front as she was looking for Lexi Hatum, but the pass was off the mark, and Etobicoke sending it down the other way. This is going to be icing against the Dolphins with 11:19 left to go in the second period. As Leela Ricciuti picking up her 4th goal of the season has brought Nepean back to within 1. Face-off coming up to the right of Maya St. Pierre. It is won by the Dolphins. Chance for them to clear. Having a bit of difficulty doing so. Venucio now plays it across for Scott. Scott through the middle for Bonus. Bonus stick handles her way through center. Fires it in on the forehand as Etobicoke in much need of a line change, and they do manage to get it. But now it's Ellison Nancaro playing it up the right-hand side for Ricciuti. The two players that connected on the first goal of the game for Nepean. Do they have another one in their back pocket? Etobicoke pushing it up the left-hand side. It's Rylan Haslett with 2 on the game, looking to cap off the hat trick here this afternoon. But now it's turned over, and Alex Terrian will take it in. Terrian across the line, fires it on goal. Blocker save made by St. Pierre. She'll pick up the rebound, play back out in front, now comes to the line. Here's a shot now from Clausen from way out, and that one goes wide of the net. 10:25 to go now in the period as the Dolphins collapsing a little bit here defensively. Trying to keep Nepean at bay here, but the Wildcats with some good pressure in this second period. Mason Driver in the corner, plays it out in front, a backhand chance towards the net, blocked in front by Sadie Sandilands. Now into the corner. Dolphins still trying to clear it out of the defensive zone as we're approaching the halfway point of regulation. They continue to battle for the puck in the corner. Venucio in there, as is Haslam, trying to backhand it out. She'll finally find Grace Van Volsen, who gets it out. And Etobicoke finally getting into another defensive zone as Nepean coming back the other way, though. Some stick handling across the line comes Brianna Bray. Bray going into the corner. She falls down. Etobicoke cannot clear it out. It's held onto by Yellen Gardner. Played in front, an opportunity for Mason Driver, who was alone in the close proximity of the net, but luckily Etobicoke not turning over the puck. In the corner once again. Dolphins still needing to clear the zone. They turn it over behind the net. Here's Chambers, pass in front, one-time shot, saved by St. Pierre, and the rebound pushed away on the strong shot by Hatum. What pressure from the Nepean in this period. A much better second than what we saw back in the opening frame, and unable to hold the line now is Isabella Donaldson, and she'll have to fire it back in. And Etobicoke desperately needing a change here. They still can't get it, and now a turnover will send Hatum up the right side. Hatum with a wrister trying to go over the head of St. Pierre, but she cannot tuck it under the crossbar. Now Milani trying to crash and bash. She lost her stick, and now her stick being played away by the Nepean player, and a penalty is coming to the Wildcats. The Dolphins player lost her stick, and then Naomi Chambers whacked it away. You can't do that, and that will send Etobicoke to their fourth power play of the afternoon and a chance to get that 2-goal lead back. 8:49 left to go in period number 2. Nepean looking like looking like the better team here in the second period. Etobicoke needs a goal back. Can they get it? Sawyer down low. Bonus. Or check that Sorokin. Finding Milani. Milani to Wood now. Getting it back down low. Return pass in front. Picked off by the Wildcats defenders. To the line. Waddick with a good hold. Gets it to Milani. Stick handles it down low for Sorokin. In front. Ava Wood with a shot. Yildir the save. Rebound collected by Etobicoke. Waddick across the Sawyer from the top of the circle. She's in Ovi's office trying to get something working. Down low for Milani. Gets it back to the forehand, to the line. Fiona Waddick continues to protect. Back over to Wood. High slot across now Sorokin. Sorokin back to Waddick at the line. Back to Sorokin. Sorokin waiting, shooting, just missed the net on the right-hand side. Back to the line it comes, and it's going to be cleared back out by Kylie Hollingsworth. And the penalty kill for Nepean continues to show signs of improvement. 1:05 left in the power play for the Dolphins. Here's Sorokin cutting through the middle, getting around Rich Udy. Dolphins might have numbers, jumping the line. Sorokin up the right wing, cuts to the middle. Sorokin trying to walk in, had her stick lifted at the last moment. Bertelsen, left side, rims it behind the net for Piggott. Piggott taken in behind the net by Donaldson, continues to protect. Back to the line, here's Scott walking the line. She shoots towards the net, that's blocked, and cleared back out. Alex Terrian with the block. And on the clear is Maggie Hewson. 35 seconds left in the power play for Etobicoke. Rachel Piggott racing up the left wing. Piggott carrying it in, rims it around the boards. Burleson looking to get there first, but now picked up at the line. Scott across for Sandilands, who's got an open room and trying to send it off for bonus on the one-timer from the middle of the hash marks, but could not connect. Played back down low with 10 seconds left on the power play for the Dolphins. Still digging in to get the puck. They have it now. Here's a shot from Bertelsen. Tried to go over the shoulder of Yildir, but fired it over top of the goal. And that is another penalty killed off for the Wildcats. That's the Dolphins are now 0 for 4 on the power play. We go back to even strength. What a penalty kill from the Wildcats. Yildir continuing to stand her ground and giving her team a fighting chance. Going behind the net, Yildir going to leave it there for the captain, Mara Klassen. 6:35 remaining in the period. Here come the Wildcats. It's thrown up the right-hand side. Venucio in a foot race here with Mason Driver for the puck. And ice is going to be called against Nepean with 6:29 to go in period 2. What a second frame from the Nepean Wildcats. They are pouring on the pressure. They were bested in that first period, but you got to give this period so far to Nepean. Just coming right out of the gate to start the second frame. And they got a goal on a nice redirect play. But the question is, can they get the tying goal? And they almost gave up a goal as Grace Van Volsen trying to cycle it in front for Haslam on the hat trick. But Yildir with a good job of tracking the puck. And another faceoff will come up to her right. Well, we said this was going to be a close game, and this is probably as uncomfortably close as it can get. Thrown behind the net. Haslam looking to give chase. Haslam looking to the line maybe for Sydney Sawyer, but didn't have that option. Now she picks it back up in the corner. Held on to by Haslam, throwing it back behind the net. Now Vakar from an odd-angle rebound. They score! The hat trick! Ryland Haslam tucks it in on the backhander. Throw him if you got him. 3-1 Finns. Hats off to you, Ryland Haslam, the hat-trick goal and the new team leader in goals on the season. Collecting her 18th of the year, has restored the 2-goal lead for Etobicoke with 6:01 to go in the second period. A much-needed goal for the Dolphins. It should go without saying, but we'll say it anyway. Ryland Haslam completes the hat-trick. Spencer Vakari picking up the lone helper on that one. On the hat-trick goal for Ryland Haslam to make it 3-1 in favor of Ryland Haslam and the Etobicoke Dolphins. And after some tough time in their defensive zone, they finally get rewarded with a big insurance goal as Vakari now flipping it towards the net, and it collided with Spencer on her way to the bench as she's holding her head. Hopefully Vakari's all right. An innocent collision at the blue line, and she is in some discomfort on the Etobicoke bench. But here comes Adriana Milani through the high slot. A shot redirected high in the air. Pulled down by the glove of Kylie Hollingsworth. As it's flipped down the ice, this one bouncing towards St. Pierre, and that one's just going to hit the side of the net. Boy, does not get any closer than that. Icing against Nepean. You know what drives me crazy watching men's junior hockey? Every player using their stick to whack the puck over their shoulder, but good to see that the ladies using common sense, using their hands instead of their sticks to knock the puck out of the air. That's always drives me crazy as a commentator. So good job by Hollingsworth to grab that one out of the air. Face-off won by Etobicoke. Sandlin sending it back down low with 5 minutes to go in the second period after Ryland Haslam not only restoring the 2-goal lead, but scoring the hat trick here in the second period. Picked up behind the goal as Isabella Donaldson looking to clear it out for the Finns. Tied up in the corner just out of our vantage point. Now comes back behind the goal for Milani. Milani tied up behind the goal. Now the Dolphins get it. A pass in front trying to set up Sorokin. She's taken down. A shot from Waddick. A bit of a knuckle puck towards the net. But Yildir making the save and having to hold on for a face-off as Sorokin was taken down in the slot trying to crash the net. But Waddick maybe not getting quite the shot she would have wanted, but a shot nonetheless. And another face-off coming within the Nepean defensive territory. 4:34 to go in our second period in what has been an intense affair here at the Ford Performance Center. We promised a close game, and boy, we have gotten it. A great effort from both sides, especially in this second period from Nepean. You got to give them credit. They have come to play here in this second frame, but now they trail by 2 for the second time today. The Dolphins have it in their own defensive zone with 4:25 to go in the period. Sorokin almost being hunted down there by Rich Udy. She has to retreat back just shy of the right-hand side of St. Pierre. Now sent through the middle, trying to send Wood on a stretch pass, but she's just able to redirect, and it needs a change for Etobicoke. Back up the right side, a pass intended for Rich Udy. She can't control it cleanly. Now Hollingsworth clean across the line, trying to find it. Couldn't hold on to it, and now it's picked back up by Nepean. Controlled in front of the Etobicoke bench by Gibbs. Tried to sprint it forward for Hollingsworth. Now sent across to the left-hand side as Rachel Pickett trying to find it. But sent back into the Nepean zone, but the Wildcats are offside with 3:38 to go in the second period. Ryland Haslam capping off the hat trick, no pun intended, with her 3rd of the afternoon and 18th of the season to restore the 2-goal lead for Etobicoke. Spencer Vakari picking up the lone helper on that most recent goal by Haslam. As now here comes Etobicoke jumping the line. Pickett with a little draw pass bonus. Trying to go into the corner. Going to be taken away from the puck, though, by Mason Driver. Behind the goal goes Terrian. Playing it out to the left wing as looking to play it out is Brianna Bray, who has looked good here this afternoon as well. Now it's Bertelson coming across the line on the left side. Pass in the middle, trying to set up Pickett, who is streaking towards the net but could not connect on the pass. Sandolins can't hold the line. She'll come back to the red. Fires it in on the forehand as it's now thrown behind the goal. Picked up by Terrian, the soon-to-be University of New Hampshire Wildcat. Now back behind the goal, Mara Klassen. Looking ahead, the Wildcats captain through the middle. Wrong-colored sweater that it connects to is Sadie Sandilands with the pickoff. Ahead now for Vicariu. Pushes it up the right side. Here's Haslam already with 3 on the game. Does she have a 4th one in her back pocket? Grace Van Volsen with a good stick lift there on Yilling Gardner. Forces a turnover, but now the Dolphins coughing up, and here comes Gardner through the middle. Picked up now by the Wildcats as it's brought across the line by Brianna Bray. In front, trying to look for a redirect, and went off of the stick of Venucio, and St. Pierre having to cover up for a face-off. A good job there by St. Pierre to get a whistle with 2:24 to go in the second period. The momentum meter was starting to sway in Nepean's favor after they scored their first of the afternoon, but then since then, it has been all Etobicoke here late in the second period. And again, that goal by Haslam really put the momentum back on their side, but the question is, can they hold the momentum on their end heading into the remainder of this period and period number 3? Lexi Hatum cuts through the middle with a couple of nice moves. Vakari now up the left wing, tried to sprint it forward for Haslam, who's got the hot stick here this afternoon, but couldn't connect on the pass. 2 minutes to go in the second period. Etobicoke up 3-1 on Nepean. 1 goal per side in this frame. 1 for Etobicoke, courtesy of Rylan Haslam, and then Leela Ricciuti for the Wildcats. Here's Sydney Sawyer pinching in the zone, cuts around the back of the net. Continues to protect the puck, looking behind the net. Now a pass out in front for Sorokin. Nice save made by Yildir. The rebound hops loose. Yildir losing sight of the puck, but her teammates bailing her out, clearing it at least to the faceoff circle, but can't get it out of the zone. Sandilands sends it back down low towards the net. It goes bouncing puck. Milani picks it up around the back of the net, looking for options up front. Milani patrolling the faceoff circle, tried to send it back down low, but could not connect that time around. Milani coming back to the right hash marks, looking to get it back down low. She collides, and a big hit there with, I believe that might have been Mara Klassen, and a chance in front now for Sorokin, who ran out of real estate and tucked it wide. You check that out. It was actually Noella Gibbs that ran into her opponent, Sadie Sandilands, trying to send it across for Milani as we're now in the final minute of period 2. Sent back to center. Sandilands having to retreat back. Sandilands looks up the left-hand side, redirected into the zone by Sorokin. She'll look to chase after it. There goes the Midhurst, Ontario native. Round the back of the net she goes. To the right side, Milani. Milani trying to toe drag around the defender. Drops it off for Wood with a shot, and Yildir the save. The rebound was there for a moment as Milani tried to poke it in, but Yildir with some good recovery covers it up with 32 seconds left to go in the second period. Face-off coming to the left of Yildir. It's won by the Wildcats. Played off of the glass as Ricciuti couldn't pick it up on the bounce play. Bonus trying to send it back down low. Bonus now off of a strip on the puck. Going into the near corner. Nancaro, though, picking it up with 10 seconds left to go in the period. Etobicoke with one more chance. Patrolling the line is Bertelson. Looking at the net, 5 seconds left. Now she'll take it down low. Maybe looking to go around the back of the net. Trying to get a sharp angle shot. It's still loose in front. Bonus trying to get a whack at it, but the puck cleared out of the zone by Nepean. And that'll do it for the second period. 1 goal per side. Leela Ricciuti brought the Wildcats back to within 1. But Rylan Haslam completing the hat trick to restore the 2-goal lead for Etobicoke. And the Dolphins will take a 3-1 lead heading into a big third period here at the Ford Performance Center. We'll step out for a break, and then in 10 minutes we'll be back with the third period. Buckle your seatbelts. The final regulation period is going to be a bumpy ride to the finish. You're listening to Etobicoke Dolphins Hockey on YouTube Live. We'll be back with the third period in just a moment. inside the Ford Performance Center. The voice of your Etobicoke Dolphins, Thomas Mercy, back here with you after a roller coaster second period where both teams traded goals. But it's Etobicoke with the 3-1 edge heading into what should be a rocky road to the finish here in period number 3. Once again, 1 goal per side in that period. Leela Ricciuti on a beautiful redirect in front on a point play from Ellison Nancaro brought the Wildcats back to within 1, but then capping off the hat trick, Rylan Haslam scoring her 3rd of the afternoon and 18th of the season from Spencer Ficari restored the 2-goal lead for the Etobicoke Dolphins. Very surprised, shots on goal in the second period, 16-6 in favor of the Dolphins. Given how much offensive zone time pressure Nepean had, I'm really surprised that they only had 6 shots. So that brings a 2-period total of 29-10 in favor of the Dolphins heading into this 3rd period of play. Nepean only with 1 power play so far. They're 0 for 1. Etobicoke 0 for 4 on the power play entering this 3rd period. Buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be one heck of a ride to the finish. 3rd period is underway from the FPC. Sydney Sawyer starts with the puck, sending that one down low. And now it's the Wildcats playing it back to center up the left wing. Here comes Kylie Hollingsworth trying to go up over the shoulder of Maya St. Pierre, but she just managed to get a piece of that. Ricciuti tried to play it back to the line for Nancaro, but picked off. Ricciuti and Nancaro connecting on the only goal so far for Nepean, but again, got to give that edge in the second period to the Wildcats. They played a fantastic second frame, but now here's Lexi Bertelson, stick handling her way through the middle. Now throws it back to the line for Venucio. She passes it back in front. Burleson almost had a chance to shoot it, but couldn't control it on the forehand. Now a jousting match for the puck. Now going to be picked up by Nepean and thrown off the boards, and down it goes, courtesy of Ellison Nancaro. No icing, though, as it's touched up, and the Wildcats will get a change 1 minute into the 3rd period. On the right-hand side, Piggott can't hold on to it. Now it's Sadie Sandilands. Sandilands fires it in towards the netminder Yildir, who has been absolutely fantastic this afternoon. Without her, this game could be well out of reach. Now puck redirected down low as the Dolphins trying to get their first 3-goal lead of the afternoon. Again, they are looking for the week sweep again, trying to go 3 for 3 on the week and get back into first place. Fiona Waddick cuts up the left wing, protecting the puck, looking out in front. Almost had Isabella Donaldson take her off of the puck, but now she'll throw it back behind the cage. Rachel Pickett's there to get it. Piggott down in the corner, now drops it off for Grace Van Volsen. Van Volsen trying to walk around the boards, being pressured there by Alex Terrian, and now it's Terrian that does collect. Pokes it along the boards, now picked up by Lexi Hatoum with a chance to clear, failed to do so. Now thrown across to Donaldson from Nancaro. Terrian and Donaldson connecting. It's Terrian with it again. Looks off by saucer pass just out of the reach there of Brianna Bray, and that one was a beautiful saucer feed, but unfortunately just out of her grasp. Now passed out in front, and the Dolphins off of a pickoff coming the other way on a 2-on-2. It's Rylan Haslam along with Van Volsen. Now Vicari trailing into the zone. Almost got a great trailing pass, but unfortunately was just off the target. Brought back ahead now and fired in by Nuella Gibbs. St. Pierre coming out of her net, nearly coughed it up, and now Sadie Sandilands safely picking it up for the Dolphins. Now fired right through the middle, almost sending Ava Wood as she was picking at the blue line, maybe looking for that Hail Mary breakaway pass to the middle. Haslam brings it back in. Dolphins are onside. Haslam through the slot, almost went on the right-hand side, but it was redirected at the last second. Haslam with all 3 goals here in the afternoon for Etobicoke. Pass comes back to the high slot. Taylor Scott with a shot. That one just goes wide. Now another chance as the Dolphins trying to walk it back to the front of the net. Milani to Scott, who's wide open. She fires in. That one just redirected off the stick of Hollingsworth and wide. Milani walking in from the face-off circle. Another shot deflected in front. This time, that one hit Nuella Gibbs, who was standing in front of her own goal. Gibbs firing it off the boards. Can't get it out. Great job by Sandilands to hold the line, but now finally it is moved out by the Wildcats. Here comes Kylie Hollingsworth. One-on-one with Sorokin, but it is going to be the Princeton commit that takes her away from the play. 3.5 gone in the 3rd period as the Dolphins looking to hold on and hold the fort. Milani, beautiful toe drag move through her own legs. Now trying to set it up for a streaky Burleson, but the pass went just wide on her right-hand side. Now Mara Klassen back to the middle, able to connect for Maggie Houston. Puck redirected off the stick of Piggott. They tie up along the boards. They continue to battle as the puck now finally comes free, and it's the Dolphins that come away with it. Lexi Bertelsen up ahead now for Piggott, who takes it across the line. Piggott on the right wing, return pass to Bertelsen. Bertelsen looking to the line, perhaps for Sawyer. She'll send it towards the net. Puck loose in front. Off the misplay by Yildir, but now the Wildcats will move it out, as it's going to be sent back ahead by Lexi Hatum. She can't grab it, though, as she is battling vigorously here with Mia Venucio and spins her inside out. Wildcats trying to get some pressure going. Isabella Donaldson at the blue line. Redirected back down low for Spencer. Spencer continuing to protect. She'll take a shot. That one deflected off a Dolphin stick and just wide. Now played back to the line. Held in by Nuella Gibbs. Gibbs trying to fire towards the net. That one deflected off of Sawyer and just over the net. Back down low it goes with 15 and a quarter to go in the third period. Back on it is Naomi Chambers. Chambers, nice cross-ice pass connecting for Gibbs. Gibbs waiting, taking a shot off the side of the net. Back behind the goal now, Lily Spencer. Out in front trying to set up Naomi Chambers, but couldn't pull it on the forehand. And now Piggott with a chance to clear it for Etobicoke. She'll get it to the red line and fire it in to get a much-needed change for the Dolphins. With 5 minutes gone in the third period, the Dolphins continuing to protect this 2-goal lead. Played at the line, but held in nicely. Trying to walk towards the net with a shot there looked like Ryland Haslam, and now a wraparound chance, and Yildir down, and the puck is luckily just underneath her pads as Haslam looking for the 4 spot, but cannot tuck that one in, as Yildir will hold on for another face-off. Face-off coming to the left of Yildir. What an outstanding afternoon she has had for Nepean. Haslam trying to fight her way through the middle, but unfortunately is outworked off of the puck, and now it's brought ahead into the zone by Yilling Gardner. On the right side, Klassen can't hold the line. Dolphins 2-on-1 jumping the line. Van Volsen with Vakari, and now a shot by Van Volsen fired way high over the net. Vakari backhands it back to the front of the goal. Nice play by Klassen to break that one up. But now here's Hassel with an opening, takes a shot, redirected off a Nacaro's stick, and just over the head of Yildir. 6 minutes gone in the third period. Haslam going to the far side, boards for Sandilands, who's pinching. Tied up by Nancaro. They continue to battle for the puck. Now comes loose to the right-hand side of the Nepean net. And it's going to be flipped off of the glass. Look out, that one going up and out of play as Mason Driver just touching the top of the glass, and it goes up and out of play. With 13:47 to go in the third period, Etobicoke still holding on to this 3-1 lead, their second time leading by 2 goals this afternoon. Ryland Haslam with all 3 goals here today, now with the team leading goals for 19 on the season. And I gotta wonder as well, she might now be the lone leader when it comes to goals on the season. But here comes the Wildcats the other way. A pass in front. That one was just redirected wide. Now played out in front. Picked up by the Wildcats as they try to get set up. That was Isabella Donaldson that couldn't make the clean play. And now the Dolphins come up the right-hand side. Sorokin firing it back in. Goes down to the corner as Donaldson having to collect it for Nepean. Thrown off the board to the right-hand side. Now thrown through the middle. A one-on-one rush here. Leela Ricciuti now 1-on-2 into the zone. Having to contest with Mia Venucio and Sydney Bonus. Now Bonus falls down hard in front of her bench. Check that. That was Ava Wood. My apologies, as Bonus is in the offensive zone right now. Backhanded out of the zone on a good play by Lexi Hatum. Fired back in by Sadie Sandilands. Out of the net to play to Yildir. Couldn't control it cleanly. Now comes to the left-hand side. Bonus and Bertelsen in there to take for it. Now Piggott with a shot just over top of the glove of Yildir and wide. Sandilands holding the line, gets it back down low with 12:34 to go. And now a penalty coming up to Nepean as Piggott hit from behind by Ellison Nancaro. And now another hit being thrown by Lily Spencer, and a power play coming up for the Dolphins. Boarding is going to be the call as Rachel Piggott taken in. And this is going to be a power play for the Dolphins, as again it's Nancaro heading off. And a boarding call made against Nancaro, and it'll only be a 2-minute minor and a 5-on-4 power play for the Dolphins. Can't confirm, by the way. Ryland Haslam now tied in goals with Mississauga Hurricanes forward Charlotte Pickenhagen. but she has 19 goals in 15 games, so technically Pickenhagen has the advantage and still leads the league in goals. If Haslam gets another, she'll have number 20 on the year. Or actually, pardon me, she's got 18 right now, so she's technically second. 1 goal to tie in goals, but will still be second unless she scores a 5th here this afternoon. 30 seconds already gone in the power play for Etobicoke. Thrown back to the line as trying to hold the line there was Waddick. The Wildcats clear it out, and now a penalty is coming to the Dolphins, and there goes the power play for Etobicoke as a hook will be called by the officials. And that is going to be Rachel Piggott. So she drew the penalty against Nancaro. Now she has taken one as she will get the gate on the hook, and it'll be a minute 21 of 4-on-4. So just like the first period, the power play for the Nepean Wildcats is going to be an abbreviated advantage. It'll only be 39 seconds of power play time to work with. Faceoff will come to the left of St. Pierre to start the 4-on-4, which again will be for a minute and 21 seconds. As Elliot Spencer, the head coach of the Wildcats, having a conversation with the officials, who will now go over to Joe Butkovich, head coach of the Dolphins, and recent gold medalist at the U18 championships. Face-off won by the Dolphins. They will look to clear it out of the zone, but cannot do so. A minute 10 left in the 4-on-4 as the Dolphins trying to break it out. Look out, Bertelsen almost turned over the puck as she lost it between her feet, but now brought in by Van Volsen. Van Volsen cannot cut up the right-hand side cleanly with the puck. It's now going to be picked up by the defender, Isabella Donaldson. Throws it off of the boards, picked up by Rich Udy, returns it to Donaldson deep in their territory. Now Karen play off the boards, took a wicked bounce as Maggie Houston having to cut back to try and pick it up, and now her clearance is thwarted by Bertelsen. They're now tied up for the puck. Van Volsen in there to try and help, as well as Donaldson. 35 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and then Nepean gets a shortened power play for their second advantage of the afternoon. Donaldson in a miscommunication there with Rich Udy, runs into her own teammate. Now a turnover at the line. Here's Sydney Sawyer trying to cut up on the top of the faceoff circle, walking back to the line. Backhand pass, a little bit too soft though, and Hollingsworth picked it off. Here's Rich Udy, 1-on-2 into the zone. A shot from the high blue line and a blocker stop having to be made by St. Pierre. 5 seconds before Nepean heads to the power play, so Etobicoke is now officially 0 for 5 on the power play, and now it's a 39-second advantage for Nepean. As we approach the halfway point of period 3, the Wildcats need a goal here, and a mistimed line change could have almost resulted in an icing call, but luckily not so. Now a pass in front of one-timer by Hatum. Didn't connect on it, and Nepean still on the attack though. Here's Hollingsworth dropping it off as fresh out of the penalty box is Nancaro. She can't hold on to it behind the net. Here's Lily Spencer, throwing it back down low, trying to set it up for Tarian. She's pinned up behind the net, and the power play has come to an end for Nepean, and it's back to even strength, but now here's Pickett fresh out of the penalty box. Pickett cutting through the middle, wrister just over top of the crossbar. 9:35 to go in the third period. Pickett right out of the box, almost got the biggest lead of the afternoon for Etobicoke. Here's a backhand pass in front from Wood, trying to set up Adriana Milani in front, but couldn't do so. Now Venucio, or check that, Fiona Waddick, throwing it back down low. Beautiful button hook there by Milani in front for Sawyer. Tried to go top right corner, but just missed the net. Boy, that was a perfectly placed pass, but unfortunately the shot not so much, just missing by a matter of inches. Now a return pass in front, right to the slot. A turnover by Yelling Gardner, an ill-advised pass that was almost picked off by the Dolphins. But now the Wildcats trying to get back up in transition. Much different team than what we saw back in the second period. They're having a hard time of maintaining puck possession. Here's Milani with a pass in the middle, redirected off of his stick. Now collected at the line by Sawyer. Sawyer walking in with a shot deflected just wide. It went off of the side of the leg of Adriana Milani, and luckily for Yildir, just bounced wide of the net. Now here's Sorokin, spinning at the blue line, gives it across for Sadie Sandel and trying to throw it towards the net. And Alex Tarian getting the active stick, if she hadn't, would have been an easy tap in at the front of the net there for the Dolphins. Sadie Sandelins goes back in her own zone, beating Mason Driver to the puck. Sorokin looks to the left wing for Bertelsen, now with 8 1/4 to go in the period. Back to the middle, it's Richie Udy. Collapses back at her blue line. Looking for a Karen pass off the boards, but it's picked off by Sandolins, but now thrown back in by Nuella Gibbs. 8 minutes left to go here in regulation as the Dolphins trying to hold on by the seat of their pants. Up the left side, Bertelson racing into the zone. Mara Klassen, though, beating her to the puck. The Wildcats captain up the side for Hollingsworth. Now through the middle, Richie Udy brings it in. Richie Udy trying to drop it off for Maggie Houston, but could not do so. The Dolphins have done a great job of holding Houston off of the score sheet. Again, she's the leading goal scorer for Nepean this season with 7 on the year. But she has not had too many scoring chances in this game. Bertelson with a backhand pass trying to set it up for Piggott. Piggott with Bonus entering the zone. Piggott trying to send it towards the net, maybe looking for the redirect on the backhand from Bonus, but unfortunately Bonus was not there in time to draw up and finish the play. Venucio from in front of her own bench. Look out, Nepean almost caught with too many players again, but this time they do change their lines cleanly. 7:10 to go in the third period. Protecting at the blue line, Lexi Hutum. Now she's turned it over, collides with Van Volsen. Dolphins brought it back in momentarily, but now Nancaro having a hard time playing the puck here, being spun around inside out as Haslam trying to dig for a pass in front. They score! Grace Van Volsen on a pass from behind the goal. And it's the first 3-goal lead of the afternoon for the Dolphins. And a humongous sigh of relief for Etobicoke as they now make it 4-1 late in the third. 12th goal of the season for the Brooklyn, Ontario native Grace Van Volsen, her 3rd point of the afternoon, and a humongous goal for Etobicoke. They desperately needed one to get their first 3-goal lead of the afternoon. And now you would hope it's smooth sailing the rest of the way out. So Spencer Vicari picking up the primary assist, and Ryland Haslam now has 3 goals and an assist as the Dolphins are called offside at the line. That is now back-to-back games with Haslam getting 4 points. What a weekend this young lady is having. There's a reason why St. Lawrence University signed her up. The Oshawa, Ontario native, now up to 35 points on the season. Absolutely incredible weekend for Ryland Haslam. Now the Wildcats trying to play it out the line. They turned it over, but it is offside as the Dolphins did play it back into the zone. Looking at the total points now, Ryland Haslam has skyrocketed to first place in points. Now picking up her 35th point at the season. She is now 6 points clear of Maxine Cimarroni of the Mississauga Hurricanes, who has 29 points in 16 games. What a tremendous first half of the season for Ryland Haslam. But here's Maggie Houston driving the net, trying to get her first goal of the game, and now a battle for the puck in front. And Maya St. Pierre covering up. As we talked about Maggie Houston earlier in the period, how she's been held off the score sheet. But that was probably her best chance right there to try and get the Wildcats back on the board. But unfortunately for her, Maya St. Pierre able to hold her ground. But a face-off to her left is won by Nepean. A point shot deflected in front by Hollingsworth. Rebound chance. Another save. St. Pierre still loose. And Sydney Sawyer clears it from danger. Maya St. Pierre calm, cool, and collected. And now a penalty is coming up, and it is going to be against the Dolphins, as Isabella Donaldson had her stick slashed out of her hand. And it looks like it is going to be Ava Wood picking up the slashing or interference minor, with 5:50 to go in the third period. And how much of a momentum boost would this be for Nepean to score a power play goal late in the third period, especially to bring them back within 2? If they can get back to within 2 early in this power play, they could potentially pull Gildeer for the extra attacker to try and really pour on the pressure. But they're going to start 5-on-4 on their first full power play of the afternoon. Sent down the ice. Good start to the penalty kill for Etobicoke, trying to hold on to a pretty comfortable 3-goal lead, but the Wildcats have not made it easy throughout, I would say, about the first 35 minutes of this hockey game, or at least the last 35, I should say. That second period was all Nepean. And now here comes Etobicoke up the right side. Pickett couldn't transition into the zone. Now going to be Picked up again by the Wildcats, and now a Wildcat taken down in front of the bench, and now it's going to be a 5-on-3 for Nepean. Another interference call coming, and this time it's going to be Sydney Sawyer sent off, and that is a huge loss for the Dolphins, losing one of their top penalty killers. .5:16 to go in the third period, and a monumental 5-on-3 power play for Nepean. They trade passes. Lily Spencer from the top of the circle shooting. That one is blocked by Riley Sorokin. This is the first form of adversity of this game truly for Etobicoke. Cross-ice pass. Richie Udy one-timer deflected by Sorokin. Still loose in front, and Etobicoke clears the line. Boy, Richie Udy got all of that one, but Sorokin with a great and heroic shot block standing right in front. Here come the Wildcats. It's Richie Udy again, 1-on-2 into the zone. Richie Udy poke checked off the puck. Sorokin can't play it cleanly. Richie Udy looking back to the front of the goal. Richie Udy to Nancaro. Nancaro quickly across, trying to set it up for Houston. 35 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Down low it goes for Spencer. Back to Houston, trying to look in front. It's loose on the side, but St. Pierre gets the glove on top. And will cover up with 29 seconds left in the initial penalty to Ava Wood. Sydney Sawyer taking the second penalty, which has 1:03 left on the clock. What a great penalty kill so far from Etobicoke, but still looking to hang on. Nepean pouring on the pressure. Van Volsen trying to clear the line. Couldn't do so, but now it's cleared out on a good effort from Fiona Waddick. 15 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Maggie Houston turning on the Jets. Here she comes across the line. Houston into the zone. Houston now cuts around the back, and then at 5 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Nepean now going to be 0 for 3. Richie Udy across. Houston off the side of the net. Now it's 5-on-4 as Wood heads straight to the bench after her penalty's killed off, but still 25 seconds left in Sawyer's penalty from the line. A point shot deflected in front. Nancaro with the shot. It was deflected off of a body in front. Now 15 seconds left in the penalty to Sydney Sawyer. The Dolphins looking to kill it off. It's thrown back to the line, held in by Nancaro. 10 seconds left in the penalty kill. Gets it down low. Trying to return pass in front there was Terry, and she coughed it up. And the Dolphins kill off a humongous 5-on-3. We're back to even strength, and that might be the dagger into the heart of Nepean, but there's still time to make a comeback happen. But being down by 3 with 3 minutes to go, that is a tough hill to climb. And now a penalty is coming to Nepean. And we just talked about daggers. That might be it right there. A hooking call coming against Kylie Hollingsworth will send the Dolphins to their 6th power play of the afternoon with 3:02 to go in the third. And a power play goal here from the Dolphins would certainly ice this one. Face off to the left of Yildir, who you cannot fault. She has had a fantastic game for the Nepean Wildcats, but unfortunately her team only with 1 goal to show for. 10 seconds gone in the power play for the Dolphins. Bertelson dropping it off for Venucio. Up now for Sydney Bonus. Bonus to her right for Piggott. Piggott will rim it around the boards. Finds Bertelson on the opposite side. At the line, Sandilands. Back to Bertelson. She lost it, and it's played back out by Isabella Donaldson. Good work from her to send it out and get a much-needed defensive change for the Wildcats. Collision on the corner. Venucio back to get it, though, after Mason Driver collided with her. Minute 20 left in the power play for Etobicoke. They're 6th of the afternoon. They're 0 for 5. Nepean 0 for 4 on the advantage here today. Bertelson on the right wing with 2 1/4 to go. Gets across ice. Off of the bench, it's Sawyer. Sawyer walking down low, protecting on the backhand. Walks to the face-off circle with a minute left in the power play. Throws it across. Rachel Piggott tried to go upstairs, but fired it wide of the goal. Final 2 minutes of regulation. Scott walking off of the line. Sawyer protecting and shooting. Tried to go left corner, but misfired it. Now picked up and trying to clear it out was Chambers. Failed to do so, so now Tarian has to look to clear it out. She'll throw it off the boards, but can't clear the line. It's held in by Taylor Scott. Now a chance for Bonus in the slot. Throwing it towards the net. Save made by Yildir. Now 90 seconds left to go in the third. 30 seconds left in the power play for Etobicoke. Spun back to the line by Milani for Sawyer. Sawyer continue to patrol the line, quickly giving it across. Waddick. Now she gets the return pass to Sawyer from the high slot. Sawyer through the middle trying to set it up for Ava Wood, but couldn't connect. Sorokin chops it back into the far corner. Wood back to the line for Sawyer. Sawyer lost it, got it back. Sawyer from the high slot, she fires. It's blocked by traffic in front. And Nepean just clears the zone with the penalty expiring as the Dolphins now 0 for 6 on the power play. And we're now in the final minute of the third period. The power play goal won't really matter for the Dolphins had they connected. But the fact that they're up by 3 here with 45 seconds left will pretty much seal this one up. But here are the Wildcats with one last chance maybe. And unfortunately for them, Klassen cannot hold the line. Klassen giving it back across. Going to be fired in by Isabella Donaldson towards St. Pierre. It goes. She'll drop it back behind her with 25 seconds left now in the period. Taylor Scott just trying to fire it off the boards and out. Does manage to get it back to center. Going to be fired back in by Klassen right towards St. Pierre. She'll quickly play it for Waddick. Now 15 seconds left. Sawyer picking it up in the corner. Looking ahead. The tie to center. Klassen pulls it down with 10 seconds left in the period. Make it another 3-3 weak sweep for the Etobicoke Dolphins as time will wind down. And hello, first place. Finns win. Finns win. The Dolphins win. 3-3 week once again. Maya St. Pierre with her 6th win of the season. And the Etobicoke Dolphins take down the Nepean Wildcats by a final of 4-1 off of the back of a hat trick and 1 assist game from Ryland Haslam. What a way to close out the week for the Etobicoke Dolphins. And I'll give credit where credit's due. A heck of a game from the Nepean Wildcats here today. But the Etobicoke Dolphins pick up their 18th win of the season, and with that win, they now climb back into first place in the U22 Elite. An absolutely tremendous effort from Nepean, but unfortunately one goal does not cut it at the end of the day. The Etobicoke Dolphins once again victorious after a hat trick from Ryland Haslam, plus an assist to add on top of it. Spencer Vicari with 2 assists, Grace Van Volsen with a goal and 2 assists. A fantastic effort from the big guns for the Dolphins, and they get the job done. Another 3-3 week sweep. A massive win for Etobicoke, who are back in action this coming Thursday night when they welcome the Brampton Candidates to the Fort Performance Center at 7:30. Our next broadcast will be late February 22nd, when the Dolphins take on the Barrie Sharks. Before we sign off, just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone for their amazing support in the first half of the season. I will be back in February, so until then, I wanted to wish everyone whatever holiday you celebrate, please enjoy it safely and responsibly, and continue to support girls hockey in Ontario. One final time from the Fort Performance Center, the Etobicoke Dolphins complete the 3-3 sweep as they take down the Nepean Wildcats by a 4-1 final here this afternoon in Etobicoke. On behalf of the entire Dolphins organization, I'm the voice of your Dolphins, Thomas Mercier, wishing you a pleasant good evening from Finland, and we'll talk to you next time for another presentation of Etobicoke Dolphins Junior Hockey here on YouTube Live. Good night from Finland.